Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And we want to do this video on a topic that I've been diving deep into lately, which is communication. And excuse me, there's a construction noise going on in the background. I don't think it's loud enough that the video can't be done. Actually, give me one second. I'm actually gonna walk down the sidewalk to finish doing this video. I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause it. All right. Okay, I just had to relocate. Walking right now, turning into a walking video. But yeah, man, speaking of videos and talking, this video was basically about communication and how it's better to slow down and speak and think before you say something, because, you know, the tongue is basically the most powerful weapon right now that we have. We're not living in the day and age where you have swords on the hip. So the real power is the power of the tongue. Like Apostle Gabar says, we do have a form of spiritual power at a low level. It's as he says, it's these words. But these words come out of what? Our mouth, all right, our tongue. So the low level spiritual power we have is our tongue, man. The power to persuade a man's mind. That's power, man. And you can persuade someone's mind with the tongue. Now, speaking of that, I typed in how a good answer goes. It says, a good answer is typically one that is concise, directly addresses the question, provides accurate information, is easy to understand, and may even include relevant examples or supporting details depending on the context. And as men of the Lord, especially as teachers, right, in today's camp day, I'm learning, speaking to myself first and foremost, that communication is an art and it's a skill. And it's an art and skill that we can always get better at, you know? And the scriptures basically tell us to strive to get better at it and to be careful in what we say, right? Because that's why I've read, you know, what a good answer is. A good answer is straight to the point, and it thoroughly addresses people's questions, man. Because in the days that are coming ahead, we're going to need to be able to answer people's questions, especially rapidly, man. You got the mass awakening and things coming up. You know, we know that that's Bible prophecy. Speaking of in Acts, actually, let me get this scripture really fast. But, you know, thinking of when it says, not the mass awakening, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use those words. You know, when the streets getting filled, that's what I meant. When the masses really start coming out to the streets, you know, when in Acts, when it says 3,000 more added today, that's what I'm talking about. And when all of those people come out, we're going to need to be able to answer people, you know, accurately. So this is Psalms 19 and 14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. So we want the words of our mouth to be acceptable in the sight of the Lord. You know, when we're out there at camp, we want our words to be on point. We want them to be acceptable, and we want ourselves to be in order. You know, but we're men of wisdom. So what are words that are acceptable in the sight of the Lord? Words with wisdom, words with understanding. You know, words with finesse. You know, but in righteousness. You know, these wicked 2/3 be trying to kill you with their words, man. They be trying to finesse you and trying to get over on you. You know, all for wicked reasons. Our words got to be words with wisdom and understanding. Those are words that are acceptable in the sight of the Lord. And in order to speak with wisdom and understanding, it's a skill that you got to train up. It takes time, and I'm learning that too. I'm learning that too, and I'm trying to get more conscious of how I speak and what I say. Let me see. Yeah, this is a good one. Proverbs 21 and 23, right? It says, whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from trouble. Yeah, keep meaning to guard. I'm pretty sure that's the word shamar, meaning to guard, or shamar is observe. Oh yeah, see, shamar, to keep, to guard, to observe. So it's saying whoso guardeth, right? Whoso keepeth or whoso guardeth his mouth and his tongue, right? Keepeth his soul from trouble. So when you think about guarding your mouth, you really think about your mouth as like something important when you think about it like that. You got to guard your mouth, meaning you got to keep heavy watch over what you say, over what exits your mouth. You know, I believe that's a scripture. It's not what enters into a man, but what leaves. Matter of fact, let me look that up really fast as well. But we got to keep guard over our mouth. You know, we got to guard our mouth. And like I said, I've been trying to get more conscious of speaking lately, man. And it's difficult, because then you notice, like even when I'm making this video, I notice, you know, sometimes I can speak too fast, or you can, you know, not speak properly and have to stutter and you know, even right now, you know. So it's something to always work on, especially as if we want to teach people outside, you know, we can always work on our delivery, you know, our delivery, man. When we're out there teaching, that's an art, you know, and that's a skill. And that's why we were going into let the words of thy mouth be acceptable in the sight of the Lord. You know, we want the Lord to see that we're putting in effort to answer every man, as the scriptures say. Right, that makes me, let me get this other scripture. Let's see. Here we go. I'll probably end it here because I'm short for time. Colossians 4 and 6. Let your speech let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. So wow, that's a power verse, man. Our speech has to be seasoned with salt. You know, some older people, they have a very refined, specific way of speaking, because over the years they've experienced so many different convos. They now innately understand how they speak and how they respond to everyone. So that's how we got to strive to be. We want to, you know, understand ourselves so that we can speak with salt. And your own salt, that's your own salt. We all have our own spirit, our own unique characteristics that we have to learn and bring out about our own self. So we got to learn to speak with salt and flavor, man, and wisdom. So that, and the important part is that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. You see, we're not trying to speak with flavor. This video isn't trying to make you more conscious over how you speak so that we can be the man in this society. No, it's so that we can edify the hopeful elect to the best way possible. It's so that when we make these videos, like, it's so that right now, and when we go to camp, we have the wisdom to speak and to teach. Okay, when all the multitudes, right, when you have thousands of people that are going to keep coming out, like when the book of Acts comes, we got to be able to speak to them properly, man, precisely and on point. Season, we have to have our speech. We have to learn how to discern spirits, peep people's energy, peep their intention, and give the exact answer that we believe is the spiritual answer to give. So those are just a couple thoughts on the matter, man. About to get ready for camp right now. But Lord willing, that was edifying. Until the next time, shalom.